So if you're excited for things in the summer with Nintendo Switch 2, oh boy, things have just got even more exciting with Splatoon Raiders, The Legend of Zelda, and even more upcoming games coming soon, which is definitely really awesome. So first, if we were going to take a look at the summer games catalog, you'll realize that there's definitely a lot here to be excited for. First off, there's games. Second off, there's more games. And third off, there's some showcase on The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It seems like Nintendo is starting the promotion of this game, so we're probably going to be getting some more gameplay revealed and whatever at some point soon. But the big thing that I wanted to discuss here is the little slogan that it says on the bottom. It says exactly, "Reborn across time," which really leads me to believe that this is going to be something completely different than we have. There's been a lot of debate and speculation on, is this game going to be the exact same game? Is this game going to be something completely different? Is this game going to be a little different? Whatever the case may be, it definitely looks like this game is going to be different. First off, I look at it as the way as Reborn Across Time could definitely mean that the entire timeline could be reborn. So if you don't remember, at the end of the original Ocarina of Time, Zelda sends him back in time. But sometimes what happens with shows and timelines and things, the timeline never fully goes back together. So potentially, Reborn Across Time could mean that the timeline is split, it's broken up, and it makes sense to sort of have it that it's sort of bent in some ways. That's why you can sort of see the Triforce of Courage on Link's hand. That's why the room is a little bit different than the original. Or maybe this is just a convenient detail from Nintendo. Okay, so also with Splatoon Raiders, that game is definitely looking awesome. So this game is releasing later this week. And if you were to take a look at it, there's definitely a lot of great pointers to it. First off, we are going to be getting some brand new amiibo for this game. But the most important thing about these brand new amiibo is the fact that the bases kind of connect to each other. So if you have all three of them, they'll sort of make like the art of the box, which is definitely really awesome in my opinion. I think having amiibo or unique amiibo like this is definitely really awesome for those who like collecting amiibo. Then instead of keeping all the boxes, you gotta keep all the boxes, take them out, make yourself a nice beautiful stamp. We also have the reviews for Splatoon Raiders, which is definitely really awesome. IGN has ranked this a 9. Some of you might not really care about IGN, but right now this game is absolutely looking good. You also have Metacritic with an 80%. Which isn't bad at all, because most Nintendo games are stuck in the 70s, and is probably going to get even higher once the game actually releases in Australia tomorrow. Overall, that is definitely really awesome, and if you don't want to get spoiled at all with these games, I would highly suggest that maybe you stay off the internet for about a day or two, and there you go, you'll not get spoiled at all. Now, I wanted to discuss some upcoming games for the platform, some new betas, and games itself. First off, yesterday I was just browsing through EB Games and all of a sudden I found out that Hollow Knight Silksong is going to be getting a physical, which is absolutely insane. And mind you, this isn't going to be a game key card or any of that. You're not going to have to install anything when you put the cartridge into the system. You'll be able to just play it immediately, and this is honestly awesome. I love seeing indie creators actually make something that everyone wants to see. It kind of sucks that AAA game studios don't want to put the extra time and cost into making yourself that actual physical cartridge, but I'm glad to see that more and more games are deciding to use something like this. We also have the fact that Nate the Hate claims that we are going to be getting Player Obscure Expedition 33 later on in 2026 or maybe even 2027. It seems like it's been confirmed that this is going to be coming, so if you've never played that game before, maybe now's the chance to play the game. Overall, this is definitely really awesome. We also have this post from Kiwi Talks that shows little eyeballs for Assassin's Creed Black Flag. If you don't know, this game just got sort of a remaster, so it really seems like this is going to be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. After all, you did see Assassin's Creed Shadows in 2025, so potentially this is something. Also, if you want to play Call of Duty on Nintendo Switch, Well, it seems that you are going to be able to play a beta starting August 26th, which is definitely really awesome for this game. We also have the Dustbloods open network test. So, if you want to try out the Dustbloods a little bit early, well then you can try it. Of course, this is not going to be a full version, in fact, just a test version. So if you want to, you can start signing up from July 22nd, which is tomorrow, till July 28th, and this entire test is going to be happening around August 21st to the 23rd. So you're going to be able to test things like the server load, the multiplayer test. So apparently this game is going to be a multiplayer test, and the game balance test. So that's what I find really interesting. Multiplayer test. Does this game to me seem more like the Elden Ring Night Ring? That game is definitely really interesting, but overall, it's really cool. I'm really excited to see what this game is all about, and I can't wait to see what happens. So of course, a network test doesn't mean that the game is complete. It just means that they're working hard on the game, and it's going to be done when it's done. So as I was recording this video, we also got a Splatoon Raiders sort of developer ask, and this is really interesting. It potentially was leading into Splatoon 4, but they decided to change it. So we have this entire sort of thing that's like a gameplay on the development of the game, which is definitely really cool. So then halfway through the game's development, they decided to change it because it didn't feel Splatoon-like. So they changed it to, as we now know, it's Splatoon Raiders. This was going to be like the inside where you're going to team up with players, and it was supposed to be sort of like Salmon Run inside the game, but then they had so many ideas that made it so you could essentially, you know, have a different game. Also, there's different developers here that seem to be all teenagers that played the original Splatoon game that had their ideas, and now they develop games. Some more concept art on everything. And also, we have a second page here, which is definitely really interesting. This one's the most interesting one out of all of them. Some character designs and how they came to be. But this one right here, they go on to explain that the original concept of this was, after they decided that this was going to be Splatoon Raiders, but the original concept was that there was going to be a whole bunch of salmonoids that were going to be all in the water park, and it was all a living, breathing place. But then all of a sudden, it made just seem like the Squid Ink was the bad guy, so they decided to change it and made it all run down. Because you don't really want to have like Splatling go in there and raid the place after they're just having fun with family and friends, so they changed it all up into the more rustic, gross style. They couldn't completely remove it and turn it into a Splatoon thing, a Splatoon paradise. So they decided to turn it into what we have now in Splatoon Raiders, which is definitely really interesting. This could lead into Splatoon 4. Maybe they'll really use some of these ideas, like actually put the tropical sort of island together in Splatoon 4, or maybe they're going to do other things. But yeah, this is pretty much just the development and even the sound of the tropical vibes. But yeah, overall, what are your thoughts on this? Also, I wanted to mention that it turns out that people are jumping ship to Nintendo, which is absolutely cool, from PlayStation. Make a whole video on that. Actually, this is great. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Consider it that like button, maybe subscribing if you're new. We do a bunch of different Nintendo content on this channel. Anyways, thanks for being here. See you in the next one.